Hey everybody, it's Donna. Welcome. How you doing? Hope everybody is well. I just didn't put lipstick on. Oh, nice, Raquel. It is. It's gorgeous, but it's really, really hot. So I hope everybody is good. We're going to have a couple of free draws today as well. I just wanted to touch base with everybody, say hi, get to know each other a little bit. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask me. I got nothing to hide. Shirley, let's see who's here. I'll go through and say hello. Hi, Christina. Um, Amazing Me, Raquel, Daisy, Kathleen, hello. Precious, Krishna, Solid as a Rock, hello. 2023, woo, hi. Elaine, Coco Baby, hello. Aqualeo. And Sunlight, and Dazzling Empress. And who else is here? Christina, um, Christina is going to be my new personal trainer. I've never had one. Spirit of Love. Yeah. So there we go. Hello, everybody. So yeah, so this is just a day to kind of get to know each other a little bit more. I haven't done one in a long time, and I thought, yeah, we're due, making some changes, all kinds of stuff. So if anybody has any questions, just go ahead and put them in the chat. They want to share anything with the group, go ahead, put it in, and maybe we can talk about things, right? I did want to share a few books other than, oh, Raquel, I'm not doing readings right now, my dear. I'm glad you spent time with Hector. That's nice. Um, I I'll keep track, okay? And next time I do a live for readings, I will read for you, okay, Raquel? So yeah, so don't donate, everybody. It's not unless you're just donating to support the channel. Yeah, so don't donate, okay? Yeah, so I want to share some books. They're not tarot books, they're not books like that, okay? They're just other books that I read, okay? Or read. This one here, I think many of us can really benefit from this book, okay? So many of us can. This is Melody Beattie, and it's called The New Codependency. She wrote the original Codependency No More years ago, and this book is old as well, but it's newer than her last one. No, that's not my favorite book, Christina, but this is a book that I enjoy. This is really, really good for everybody on here that struggles with relationships, whether it's your parents, family members, or a partner. Okay, this book is wonderful. It just how our behaviors teach other people how to treat us, and how we get stuck in this cycle of being that the helper and the healer, and and being not taken care of, right? So this one, Melody Beattie, is great, and she's very spiritual, and this is a really, really good read. Okay. No, Precious, exactly, right? So, yeah, so it's called The New Codependency. You can also read her other one. It's called Codependency No More. I do have that book as well, but it is quite old, but it's still relevant, because, believe it or not, we have not changed that much when it comes right down to our core, you know? So, yeah, this one's really, really good. And I wanted to show you guys that. Okay. So, one of my favorite books, and it's like a memoir. Okay. So it's based on a memoir, and I just absolutely love it. And it is called Eat, Pray, Love. And I'm sure you guys may have seen the movie, Elizabeth Gilbert. So you guys may have seen the movie or something, right? Or read the book, right? I just love it. You know, what age is that author now? You know what? I don't know. Somebody could look it up and put it down. Melody Beattie. So I bet you she's my age. So she's about my age, I would say. She might even be a little bit older than me. You've seen the book? Yeah, and I've read the book. I've seen the movie. Sorry, you've seen the movie. Yeah. It is. It's so good, you know. It's about someone finding herself, you know, and she goes to different places of the world and, you know, she learns about who she is. It is so good. And, you know, there's humor in it. There's every emotion is in this book. Okay. And her travels and her journey and, you know, it's just so good, right? It's a search for everything across Italy, India, and Indonesia. Yeah, it's really, and it's very, very spiritual as well. You'll take it? Yeah, it's a really, really good read. Um, yeah, like I pick these up wherever, right? Because I give them away often. So this book, I rebought it at a used place here, you know, for 2.99, right? So yeah. So anyway, that has got to be one of my favorite all-time books. I must say that. Okay. A book I'm reading right now, and this is a nonfiction. Who reads nonfiction here? Which book, Elaine, were you asking what it's about? You do? Yeah, me too. I like nonfiction more than fiction. You too, Aqua? Yeah. You Pray Love. It's a good book. Yeah. Okay, so the one you do? Good. Good. Awesome. Okay, the one I'm reading right now, look at the size of it. And I keep starting it and stopping it. So I haven't gotten very far yet. But it is called The Myth of Normal. And it's The Myth of Normal, Trauma, Illness, and Healing in a Toxic Culture. It's written by Gabor Mate. He's a doctor, and it's with his son. He wrote it. Okay. This is Gabor Mate he's a physician. He worked in Vancouver, Canada. He worked in in Hastings Streets with many addicts, and he wrote another book about addiction. It's The Realm of the Hungry Ghost. Excellent book explaining addiction. And this book is more about trauma, more about, you know, how toxic our culture is, the thought beliefs and all that, right? Yeah, I do. Oh, a friend said to you, Aqua? Yeah. Yeah. I mostly read, you know, like self-help, but mostly, yeah, self-help books and stuff, right? So nonfiction anyway. So yeah, so anyway, this I'm starting to get through. My daughter and I both love him, one of my daughters. And so, you know, we'll read and then we'll get together and talk about it. And this is excellent. Okay. So it is a big book. It touches on so many things. Let's just see here. He had an addiction himself. He was addicted to classical music. Um, so he would go out and buy classical music all the time, and he would miss things, right? So there is a table of contents here. And let's just see, it says our interconnectedness nature. So, you know, why we're interconnected, why it's important, and what trauma is, right? And then the distortion of human development, rethinking abnormal afflictions and adaptions, the toxicity of our culture, and pathways to wholeness. So yeah, it's very, very well written. It was, he wrote it after COVID or through COVID. So it's very, very relevant as well. Okay. So yeah. So anyway, I'm not done that one, but working on it. Um, Music addiction. Yeah. Can you believe that? Yeah, he was addicted to classical music. So he would spend thousands of dollars on classical music. I know, right? Yeah, it's a good, yeah. These are all, I feel these are, some of the books that I really, really like. Now, I grew up in chaos and there was a lot of trauma. Okay, so um my life has been trauma based. And that's probably why I got, and was so interested in healing modalities. I'm a Reiki master. I have my aromatherapy certificate. I'm doing this spiritual teaching. So yeah, um very important. I gotta grab my coffee. I forgot my coffee. So here we go. So I have my coffee now. I'm happier. So sounds like a good addiction. Well, yeah, I guess there is good addictions and bad addictions, right? I've been addicted to many things over the years. Um, I think addiction to me is a symptom. It's a symptom of something bigger, and that's just my belief, right? Anyway, I have worked through this book a number of times. This is called Mind Over Mood. Has anybody here worked with this book or heard of it? Which one, Elaine? Which book do you want to know the price of? The Myth of Normal. The Myth of Normal is, there's no price on the back of it. Oh, 39.95 Canadian. Yeah, 39.95 Canadian. And Dr. Matte, by the way, is Canadian. So yeah. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, this one here, this has been around for a long time, okay? And it's called Mind Over Mood. This is the second edition, and it is change how you feel by changing the way you think. And what I've discovered, I've taken lots of courses and stuff on CBT, like cognitive behavioral therapy, DBT, all that kind of stuff. And if you can change your mind, you can change your behavior. If you can change your thoughts, you can change your life, essentially, is what it's saying, right? And I do believe that. So this book is wonderful. It's a workbook. So it's full. See, the whole thing is a workbook. Okay. No, you've not heard of mine, but we'll look for it. Okay. So anybody that has any kind of mental health issues or is struggling with their moods, have anger issues, have anything. This says here's one uh somebody's idea of the book, okay? Only rarely does a book come along that can truly change your life. Mind Over Mood is such a book. Dennis Greenberger and Christina A. Padsky have distilled the wisdom and science of psychotherapy and written an easily understandable a manual for change. Okay, this is really it's a classic book. This is the second edition. Okay, and like I said, it's just full of worksheets and how to change how you think and how to get where you want to be. Okay. That's okay. You can do that for sure. Okay, so that's mind over mood. So, has anybody done any CBT or DBT or anything like that? No? Okay, another book. This is a fiction. This is the only fiction book I grabbed. I only grabbed a few books, but this is a fiction here. And this is one of my favorite books again, okay? So this one is Little Women. Now, this is an edition I have never seen before, and I thought this edition is like a special edition. And Little Women was written by Louise May Alcott, and I just love the book Little Woman, right? So I picked this up, and the only problem is the writing is so small. It's teeny weeny, you know, and my eyes are not getting any younger. I mean, I can read it, but wow, it is really small, right? But it's a wonderful book, you know. It's all about a woman and her sisters, and yeah, so it's a great book. I love it. Okay, and one other book I wanted to share with you guys. I know, right? You've done CBT? Yeah, it's great, eh? Yeah. Yeah, I have too. It's really good. Okay, the other book I want to share with you is another classic. Okay, I like these books that last forever and ever and ever, right? You read that book? Oh, that's good, right? Yeah, it's a great book. Okay, so this one is called The Artist's Way Workbook by Julia Cameron. Now, there is a book that goes with it. This is the workbook, okay? And this is basically she shows you ideas to get you going and become more creative or letting your creative side out, right? So it has over 110 artist way tasks, over 50 artist way check-ins, new and original writings on morning page journaling and the artist date. So it just teaches you how to be more creative. It gives you ideas. Let me just see here. Um, so this is like a basic tool. And the first thing you do in the book is you sign a contract, right? So you put your name in, understand that I am undertaking an intensive guided encounter with my own creativity. I commit myself to the 12-week duration of this course. So it's broken into 12 weeks, okay? I, Donna, commit to weekly readings, daily morning pages, and weekly artist date and the fulfillment of each week's tasks. I, Donna, further understand that this course will raise issues and emotions for me to deal with. I, Donna, commit myself to excellent self-care, adequate sleep, diet, exercise, and pampering for the duration of this course, right? It's really great. And then it goes on and it starts, goes on what tools you're going to need. And then it goes on like week 1, week 2 of what to do. So yeah, you just have to set aside the time and you have to just start your creative journey, right? So, and you can do it as many times as you want. And it's very thought provoking. Um, you know what, Elaine? I don't know, but I teach that. You guys need to join my course. And when my book gets finished editing, I'm going to have a couple of giveaways for the book as well. But it's not quite ready yet. My granddaughter is still working on it. So yeah. I just don't know if there's a table of contents. Yes, there is. So recovering a sense of safety. That's week 1. Week 2, recovering a sense of identity. Week 3, recovering a sense of power. Week 4, recovering a sense of integrity. Week 5, a sense of possibility. Week 6, a sense of abundance. Week 7, a sense of connection. Week 8, a sense of strength. Week 9, a sense of compassion. Week 10, a sense of self-protection. Week 11, a sense of autonomy. And week 12, a sense of faith. So it doesn't say intuition specifically, but a lot of those things have to do with intuition, right? Yeah, sometimes when I have ideas, you don't know how to explain it and stuff. Absolutely. And and that's what's good, to write down your ideas, your thoughts, even if they're just minuscule or just pictures, right? What are you picturing? What colors are you seeing? What are you sensing? All those kinds of things, right? So with those books that we talked about, I am giving away, this is a beautiful little bookmark and a little crystal. Okay, it's very small, and I have 2 of them. So I have the bookmark and a little crystal. One of the crystals is ocean jasper, and the other crystal is carnelian. Okay, so those are the two giveaways I have right now. There's not very many people here, so you guys are going to get very lucky. Okay, so I am going to think of a number, and then whoever guesses it gets the prize. All right, so let me just write it down. Don't watch. Number between 1 and 25. Okay, it's written down. So go ahead and guess a number, and whoever gets it the first will get the prize. Go ahead, TV. I'm giving away this little bookmark because I just talked about a bunch of books, and a little crystal to go with it. Okay, so go ahead. And 7, no. 3, no. It's between 1 and 25. Anybody else interested in these things? Where is everybody? Maybe nobody else is interested. Anyone else interested in a bookmark and a crystal? No? Okay. Well, TV, you get one. And Spirit of Love, you get one. So you guys can message me, email me your address, and I will get them off to you, okay? Spirit of Love and TV, right? Easy, easy. Okay, so there you go. You each get one of those with a little crystal. And later on, I have a oracle deck, a Wisdom of the Hidden Realm oracle deck, okay? That will be given away. All right. You're welcome, my dear. So yeah, so if anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask. No questions either? Nobody? Who here wants to know more about tarot? Like who's here interested in learning how to read tarot or is interested in intuition and wants to talk a little bit about intuition? Oh, what was the number? Number was 13. Intuition? Okay. So, what kind of questions do you have? Intuition? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So, what do you want to know about intuition? You had a hunch about something. That's funny, Renee. Hi, Supergirl. Hi, Simone. Yeah. So, what do you want to know about intuition? Intuition is fabulous. It's wonderful. Who has experience with intuition, or who thinks they're intuitive? How do you know if it's intuition versus wishful thinking? Right? That is a big question, right? So you don't know how to follow your intuition. Okay. Yeah. That's very common as well. Okay. You don't know how to hear it, right? So that's very common as well. I think one of the biggest things, you don't know what it is. Okay. Well, let's start there. Okay. Let's start with what is intuition. Okay. And this is just I'm not getting technical here, anything, okay? This is just us kind of discussing. Um, and this is all my own opinion, okay, guys? So everybody has different ideas and thoughts, all right? And this is just mine that I'll share with you, okay? And please share what you think, okay? I want to know what you guys think as well. I want to get to know you guys too, okay? So to me, intuition is it's kind of a sixth sense, okay? So it's knowing something without really having any proof. It's a feeling or a gut sense that, that you're right or that there's danger or that someone's not telling you the truth or all these things, right? That are just little hints inside your body that's saying, watch out, like be on high alert, right? So be conscious, all those things, right? I have a question. Can I drag in notes on the chat's chins? What are you saying, Doom Head? Can I don't know what that is. Yeah, it is about what your heart says, but it's more about what your stomach is saying, in my opinion, right? It's more about how my stomach feels. Um, yeah, absolutely. You can jot notes down for sure you can. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so intuition is so fun and it's so vast, right? And we could talk about it for days on end. Okay, so let's see, Renee. All I know is I was meant to leave somewhere next Tuesday, but as I was buying the online ticket, something told me to book it for Wednesday and go home instead because you'll run into someone, right? That is intuition. That is that sixth sense, that knowing without knowing, that it's like pointing you in a direction that you had no idea about. And there's no proof. It's like faith. It's like God. It's like believing in God, believing in the universe. There's no proof. You can't prove there's a certain God or certain gods. There's really no proof. It's a belief. It's something that you believe wholeheartedly, and it emanates within you, right? So yeah, it's really, really um it is a belief, right? And I do believe in intuition. And I think we all have intuition, okay? We all have intuition. Um, it is it can be developed. So it can be stronger. It can be where you listen to it more, where you trust it more, right? And you learn the difference between what somebody else was asking about how do you know if it's intuition or if it's a desire that you have, right? So how do you know the difference? So wishful thinking, right? What Renee said. So basically, the best way to start learning and start trusting your intuition that way was okay, if you want something, say you want to get back with somebody, okay? Because this gets asked a lot. So you want to get back with someone, okay? And it's your heart is just breaking, right? And you want to get back with someone, you want to talk to them, you want to repair this, okay? And you're wishing for it, you're wishing for it. Your intuition is telling you, yes, this would be good, this is good, this is good. This is what you're thinking in your head, okay? So is this, wishful thinking, or is it your intuition? Best thing to do is go for a walk or do something else. Okay. So distract yourself. So focus on something else, draw a picture, do some art, do a craft, do some journaling, go for a walk. That's the best way is to get out in nature and just take in your scenery. Try to get out of your head. Okay. Lay down, do a guided meditation, concentrate on your breath. Okay. That is the best way. Then, when you come back and you sit down, then say to yourself, is this my right move? Please tell me and listen to what your body says. Okay. That is probably your intuition. But if in the middle of the hype that you get this like confused, you don't know what it is talking to you, yeah, it probably isn't your intuition. And your intuition will also not be demanding. They might nudge you in a certain direction, you know, they might suggest certain things, but it's not going to be harmful. It's definitely not going to hurt you. Okay. So, yeah. So if some people, and I've heard it, that, do self-harm, if they think that that is their intuition telling them that they need to do this to escape the pain that they're in, it's not their intuition. Okay. Your intuition will not hurt you. Okay. Yours is very strong, Elaine. Absolutely, there are signs. Yeah, that's good, Renee. Sometimes your intuition is telling you, have you ever been driving anywhere and you decide you're going to go a different way, and then you find out later that there was a car accident, that there was a pile up on the road, there was a delay, a construction delay you didn't know about. All those things are your intuition, right? Um, when you think someone's lying to you, or someone's not being upfront with you, or, um, you walk into a room, say you walk into a room of people, you're taking a workshop, okay? So you walk into a room, okay, let's see, Supergirl. For example, I don't want to go back to my ex, and once I decided that, I feel hurt. Why? Once you decided that you felt hurt because you don't want to, maybe you were starting to grieve what you thought that relationship was to you, Supergirl. So maybe that was grief, you know? Um, every time we let go of something, it doesn't matter if it's a person, a thing, a job, money, doesn't matter what it is, there's a grieving process, right? And it's really a big deal to grieve and often we don't have to grieve a person, but we have to grieve what we thought was going on. Like maybe you split up with someone and a year later, you're still hanging on. And why? Maybe you have not grieved and you thought you grieved the person, you don't want the person anymore, but you can't seem to move on. It's probably because you didn't grieve what you lost in the situation. You lost the dream. You lost the dream of a home with someone. You lost the dream of a family with someone, of having someone to grow old with, of having someone that has your back. All these things that you have to grieve, right? Sometimes when you sleep like deep, it's been told that this is one in love or stuff. I was wondering if it's your intuition. Okay. Sometimes when I sleep deep, it's been told this is the one in love or stuff. I was wondering. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying, Elaine. That the sentence is not really written well, but your intuition in your dreams, I believe dreams you dream in metaphors. Okay. Um, Yeah, so I think you dream in metaphors. I don't really think you dream of something happening. Like, I don't dream of this Buddha and this Buddha appears the next day. You know what I mean? I dream maybe of this Buddha and I get an incline on there's a new book on intuition that I need to read. Or I dream of this Buddha and a friend that I used to go to yoga with or something calls me. That kind of thing. We dream in metaphors, as I believe. Okay. Again, this is all my beliefs, right? Yes. So you cut the cords from your ex. You've tried a long time ago and have a spiritual awakening. I think it was your intuition. Absolutely, right? Yeah. You hear a whisper when you're sleeping. Yes. Um, Also, you can call on angels to help you to cut cords, like our Archangel Michael. Okay, he is the protector. He is the one that wields this big sword, right? And he'll cut your cords, right? If you ask him. There's all kinds of ways to do things if you believe. And the big thing is, what is your belief? You know. Let's see what else. You often have conflict between your mind and your heart. Um, yeah, absolutely, right? So your mind is saying one thing and your heart is saying another. What do you believe, right? Which way do you go? I mean, that's partly just figuring out how to make choices, right, that are good for you. And it's partly listening to your intuition would help you make a choice. So I think it's a tool that you can use to help you. So if you're in a position where you're fighting your heart and your head are fighting against each other, you need to do pros and cons lists. You need to write out what's in your heart. You need to write out what's in your head. You need to analyze. You need to listen to your intuition. You maybe need to do some research. What's the right way to go? Maybe you're thinking something is good when I mean, maybe you need a poll, maybe you need input from some friends or some family who knows you or knows if it's somebody else involved in it too, right? So there's so many different ways to come to a decision. It's not always just intuition, right? Intuition's part of it. It's like tarot. If you have a question, you guys ask me to pull cards for you, right? So you need to take that advice that I give or what I see in the cards. You need to take that. You need to weigh it with your intuition. You need to weigh it with facts. You need to weigh it with um, past experiences, maybe other people's input. You just don't take one suggestion and run with it. Tarot is a tool. Other people's thoughts and their ideas are tools. These are all tools. And the more tools you use, the better your decisions are going to be, right? Okay, so let's see here. What else are you asking? When you sleep, you hear whisper. Yeah, I do too. So I'm often, okay. I pushed it down for 1 year and all of a sudden realization hit me. I am crying so much every day. While right after the breakup, I almost seem to not care. Right? That is very common, Leanne. It's very common. You were watching the series The Chosen on Jesus's life, but put in a much more human perspective. I recommend everybody watching it. Sounds interesting. I'm going to write that down. Yeah, like I love ideas and listening to people, people's what they watch and read and stuff like that too, right? Mary Magdalene said to Farah, you need to grieve. Yeah, grieving is huge. It is absolutely huge. Um, and we often think we have to grieve one thing where it's something else we need to grieve, right? About that thing. So, and I guess the biggest telltale sign is what matters. You know, if you've ended a relationship and the person you don't really care anymore, but some reason there's still a big heaviness there, it's not the person you need to grieve. It's something else about that relationship. So you need to kind of dissect it and figure out what's left. What do I need to grieve? What do I need to deal with? What do I need to forgive myself about? All those things, right? Doing this course with Eckhart Tolle, becoming a spiritual teacher or teacher of presence, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same, right? So becoming a spiritual teacher, it's all about being in presence, all about, you know, really, really being super aware and being awakened, you know? So yeah. Okay, so let's see. I did move on and let go. However, I know that my ex will contact you and ask you for a chance. However, is it true I love him, but I know he may not value you as he should? So where is my intuition? Okay, so what is your intuition telling you about that Supergirl? Is your intuition telling you that you should give him another chance? Or is your intuition telling you, hey, maybe you should be standing up for yourself and looking for someone who values you more? What do you think your intuition's telling you, right? Just because you love somebody, is that enough? What do you guys think of that? What do you like? Do you guys have like, is there, let's see, how do you determine what you need and what's good for you? Leanne, Supergirl, don't let potential fool you. Right, right. Your ex has not contacted you for now. So I would suggest looking forward on your path. Things that are meant to be will be. Excellent, Leanne. That's excellent, right? Elaine, maybe maybe that's how you work. For me, I believe manifestation is definitely conscious. I think it is intention based, and I think it's conscious, but that's just my opinion, right? So everybody works in different ways, right? What do you guys think? Do you like do you yeah, tells me to move on sometimes, but at the same I feel like he is the one for you. Why am I confused? Okay. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, Supergirl, this is so common. I mean, I read tarot cards, everybody wants to know about love, right? And they hang on to people. I've hung on to people. Okay, I have a hard time letting go of people. Why is that? You know? So what about if you think, okay, let's look at this in a logical way, okay? Someone is not treating you exactly right, but you keep going back or you keep taking them back, right? And you keep feeling they've treated you the best out of anybody you've ever dated. Does that mean they're right for you? Maybe they make you feel like they wouldn't abandon you, but then they do. But they make you feel like that was your fault. So that could be changed. They wouldn't do it again. Do you believe them? Um, there's all kinds of scenarios, right? What do you need? And I think that's it too, right? Because if someone makes you feel, if you think someone loves you, okay, and they treat you bad, but in your heart, they love you, right? Is it hard for you to let them go? It is for me because I didn't feel a lot of love growing up, right? And there was so much trauma that I didn't feel worth anything. So when someone does tell me they love me, I want to believe them with every fiber that I have. And that gets me in trouble, right? Because maybe they do, but not the way I need to be loved. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, Sarah, we're just chatting. um, yeah, this is just a Q&A, my dear. So I'll write down your name, okay? Well, even if they love you, okay? I'll give you an example, all right? Like my ex and I, the last boyfriend, 14 years, off and on relationship, right? I believe he loves me. There's no doubt in my mind. And I love him. There's no doubt in my mind. Not one doubt. I don't believe he'd cheat on me. I would not cheat on him. Nothing like that. But we are not compatible. And we just can't make it work, period. And we end up hurting each other. And it's not good. Okay, so Supergirl, it was not about love in your case. It's about how much we were similar. Unbelievably, 99%. Okay, that's another thing, right? So you're compatible that way, right? So You like to do the same things, you feel the same way about things, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's wonderful. But then is there love there as well? So you have to have all of it, right? You have to have the love and you have to have the compatibility, right? But you also have to have the autonomy. So you also have to be able to be on your own. And if you can stand strong on your own with somebody, then you got something, right? Yeah. Sorry, Sarah. Oh, thank you, Shrew. Yeah, it's definitely hard. I've had some real experiences. I'm 63 going on 64. I was married very, very young, and that relationship lasted about 6 years. And I got with my second husband pretty fast after that. And I was divorced or separated and then divorced after that when I was 28. So by the time I was 28, I had been divorced twice. And I never got married after that, but I have been engaged a couple of times. And it is tough. It's really tough. Okay, so Sag Girl, is something going to be done? Oh, I'm sorry, my dear. I'm not doing readings. We're just talking about life. That's okay, my dear. You thought I was 53? Thank you. No, I'm almost 64. So yeah. Um, thank you. Yeah. What do I think of thought transmission? Okay, I'm not familiar with that term, Renee. I randomly had a conversation with Kai in your head this morning. Yeah, okay, that's like almost like telepathy, right? Where you're talking to someone in your mind and it's going back and forth. So yeah, so thought transmission. I never heard it expressed that way. Okay, what do I think of that? I think it's relevant, okay? I think we can be energetically connected to someone where you actually hear them or you sense their energy and you sense their conversation. So whether it's real or whether it's just fathomed, it's still a sense that they've heard you and you've heard them. That's what I think about that. We didn't even have a conflict when we separated. There was a distance, and he told you that he needed to be stable financially. That's all. Okay, yeah, well, maybe that's where you guys differed, right? Where it wasn't possible with what you guys were doing. My ex and I, we didn't have a conflict when we split up. We didn't have an argument. He just said that, he just thought that we just would be better off not being together anymore. I mean, he couldn't give me what I wanted. He really couldn't. And I compromised and tried to do things his way. And because I wanted it so bad. Um, but I wasn't happy, not not entirely, and neither was he, obviously. So when things got stressful or whatever, it was really hard to be together. So yeah. Yeah, I am, Elaine. Thanks, Shrew. No reading, Sag girl. Hi, Dollface Diva. Can we see things like an environment while sleeping, like you have a vision? Yeah, absolutely. That would be clairvoyant, right? So that's a psychic ability. We all have psychic abilities too. That'll be included in my book. It's all about it's the magic of intuition and developing your psychic abilities. Okay, so yeah, there's different kinds of psychics and different abilities, and we all are at some stage of each of those abilities, and you can develop those as well. It just takes some concentration, some work, some belief, some trust, yeah, to develop that, right? Aw, that's too bad, Sag girl. You got to do what's right for you and your child, okay? Yep, and lose ourselves too, right? And that is all, that's codependency. So when I gave you that book, when I showed you the book of Codependent No More, or More of Codependent No More, that is what that's all about. It's not losing yourself because of love, okay? Where you give, 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 and then there's nothing left for you. That's what that book is all about, okay? So it's an excellent book. I'm very excited, Elaine. My granddaughter keeps telling me it's going to be ready anytime. I'm so excited, you know. She's been super busy, so I know it's been hard for her, but yeah. So if the person backed, why they do if they were not able to offer for your needs? Because they want it too, right? They have fears, they have aspirations, they have dreams, and they think they can. They want it. You know, have you ever said to anybody, yeah, okay, it's okay if I don't see you, mm, you know, on every holiday. You don't have to come with me on holidays. You compromise, right? You say, okay, well, you don't have to come with me on Easter. Let's say Easter. Okay, so you don't have to come with me on Easter. We don't have to spend Easter together. So it goes by, and every Easter you don't spend Easter together, but it just grates on you, right? You really want that person there. So you do these things and you miss that person. Eventually, that's going to become a resentment. And then those resentments can really get deep down and dirty. They can get ugly, you know? And you meant it when you said it, but you end up building this resentment anyway, right? So I think our needs change too. Codependency. That's right, Supergirl. Yeah, it's a big, big topic, right? And it's been a big problem in my life, even with my children. Who has codependency issues with their children? You know? Yeah, I don't know why either, right? I'm not sure, Elaine. But, I mean, I had issues with my kids too. I was a single mom, so I had guilt, and I didn't want to say no to them. And I tried to be everything that I could when I got more mature and older. And I tried to make up for the things I did wrong when they were young. And all that did was just, drag me through the mud, right? So you can't please everybody, and you can't be everything to everyone. You just can't. We have to let things go and not force them, right? Well, It could be ego for sure. Ego is a big thing, right? It could be ego. It could be something that they have going on, right? So maybe they were abandoned and they won't get close to anybody because they don't want to feel that again. So they want to, in one hand, because they don't want to be alone. So it becomes this cat and mouse game, right? Come here, go away. Come here, go away, right? So everybody has issues. And depending on what they are, is how they're going to be they're going to develop and how much they're going to affect your life, you know? Yeah, that's why I started the membership as it is. I'm going to teach tarot and I want to talk about intuition and I want to talk about being wow, you know? Um, So yeah, and I believe that we all are intuitive and I believe we can all have good lives, but we have to really get deep and honest with ourselves and we have to do the things to make us aware and to bring out this awareness within ourselves, even though we're afraid. And even though there's things we need to look at, the self-esteem issues, the talk we say to ourselves. How many people do not talk nice to yourself? Or how many times have you called yourself stupid? That's a horrible word, right? Yeah. So, you know, intuition's important, and there's different ways to strengthen it, like I said, right? We had a trauma with his ex before dating you, but later he started crying and I didn't understand him because I was young. Later I understood he didn't heal. Absolutely. Yeah. And many of us, and I put myself in this category for years. Okay. For years, I didn't grow up emotionally. I was stuck at a teenage level. Okay. And I did not emotionally grow for a very, very long time because there had been trauma, there had been real, you know, things happening over and over and over again, that you don't grow, you don't learn how to cope, you don't learn how to get past those issues, right? It took a long time. It hurt you because you were similar, and I was super happy with him, but he told you it's the wrong time. And sometimes it is the wrong time. Maybe not for you, but maybe it wasn't the right time for him, right? He couldn't give you what you needed. He couldn't give you the commitment you want, right? There you go. So, he told you, he didn't lie to you, right? Yeah, for sure, Elaine. Yeah, absolutely, right? Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, so those things are very, very important, right? So who has self-esteem issues here? Who thinks that they're fantastic and they like everything about themselves, or if they don't, they're working on changing it? Who's that aware here? Not very many of us, right? There's things that we deny, there's things that we hide, there's things that we push down, right? That's right, Supergirl. Yeah, we do grow, we do change, we do realize things, right? Absolutely, for sure. It's never overly. It's always something that we will always do is work on ourselves, right? I mean, it's inevitable. Um, okay, this book here, this is Melody Beattie, okay, Journey to the Heart, right? And this is the book I read out of most days. Oh, somebody must have been me, lost my page. Okay, so for today, let's read the daily inspiration or meditation and see if it makes sense for today. He told you you're perfect for him, but he was not ready for a commitment yet. That's why I'm confused if I should give him a chance or just move on. Well, he's telling you he doesn't want you right now. That's what he's telling you. Okay. And I mean, that is a real bad way to say it is, he's trying to be kind, right? He's saying he's not ready for a commitment yet. He doesn't want you right now. That's the truth, right? He can't love you the way that you need to be loved. He can't give you what you need. That's the truth. So that's harsh, but that is the truth, Supergirl, and you want to be, yeah, really aware, right? Okay, so for today, June 24th, restore your natural balance. Seek healing, a refilling of energy and spirit as soon as you see that you need it. You don't have to push yourself to give, do, or perform when what your body, mind, and soul and emotions need is to heal. Seek and support your natural balance. Listen to your body, listen to your soul, and both will tell you what they need and when. If you aren't certain what you need, ask. Ask your body what it needs. Ask your heart what to do next. Ask God and the universe to help. Find the balance that's right for you. Become sensitive to your needs. When you become stressed, depleted, out of sync, in need of healing, seek help immediately. Nurture and care for yourself until you're in balance once again. Inhale, receive, exhale, give back. Your natural balance is as necessary as breathing. The inhaling is the breathing of life's energy. The exhale is sharing of your resources. You wouldn't expect to exhale if you hadn't inhaled. So goes with healing, with our life force, with our energy. You cannot give it out if you don't take it in. Find the balance of receiving and giving, of taking in an energy and the giving out of energy. That'll work for you. Let the balance come natural. See how much more you do and are. See how much better you feel when you keep your life force vital. Okay. I suggest everybody have a daily meditation book. Okay. So again, this is like a 365 days a year. There's all kinds of different books, but I love Melody Beattie. So yeah. So this is hers. And yeah, and they're just they're just so to the point, and they just help kind of put a focus on today. I just to understand how to follow your intuition. I'm not afraid to move on, even from things that I love, because I know it's okay. Okay. So how to understand how to follow your intuition. The biggest thing is practice. Okay. You're not just going to snap and all of a sudden, and you understand and you follow your intuition. It's practice. It's learning to trust, right? So, for me, I like to practice my intuition a lot with tarot cards. Okay. Or you can use oracle cards. Um, Let me show you what I mean. Okay. So let's get an oracle card here. I've got some oracles out here. So this is Oracle of Shadow and Light. Oh, geez, if I get the box open. Do you have any cards, Supergirl? So get yourself some oracle cards. This one is the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Okay. Right. So here's the cards here. So what you need to do in the mornings, all right, or at night before you go to bed, but I like to do it in the mornings. You don't have any? Get yourself a deck of cards, okay? You can use plain cards, whatever you want to do, okay? But I suggest something visual, something that your intuition can tap into, okay? When I read tarot, like tarot cards are very systematic, all right? There's meaning to each of them. There's 78 cards in a tarot deck, blah, 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 right? 22 major arcanas and the rest are minor arcanas and, everything has a meaning. But you have to allow your intuition to impute the cards so that you can get more out of that, right? So the same, you practice developing your intuition when you read cards, okay? So you can pull a card, okay, out of a deck, okay? Let's just use these. So you pull a card. This says Storm Angel, collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. So there you go. There's the card. In the book will be the explanation. You read the explanation, okay? Then, to me, what I do is I practice my intuition with the card. So once I read the explanation, what else is the card telling me? Okay. What do I see in the cards? What do I see in her eyes? Do I see happy, sad? What do the colors mean to me? What does the outer edges mean? What does the number 35 mean to me? Right? It'll help you practice your intuition, right? So what does that number 35 mean to me? Well, if I think of that number 35, I'm going to say that means 3 plus 5, which would be 8. So I bring it down to a single number. What does an eight mean to me? An 8 for me is building on my stability, moving forward with something, okay, rapidly. So that I'm using my intuition. And then when I read the book, it's going to help me confirm my intuition, right? And then you look at, Playboy Bunny, we're not doing readings, my dear. We're just talking. So, so that is just a lovely that's just one example, right? And the more diverse the cards are, so the more colors and the more stuff on the cards, the more you can allow your intuition to kind of soar. Don't apologize, Playboy Bunny. It's just I feel bad because now, I will mark you down. I'll check my PayPal after and I'll mark down anybody that donated. Okay. And like this one here. Okay. These spellcrafters, right? So each of these cards is different. So pull one, right? So you pull one of these and you look at it and it says spirit guide. What does that mean to you? What does spirit guide mean to you, right? And then what are those two bubbles around your head, right? Well, that looks like a 8. Maybe it is maybe it is infinity symbol, so maybe this spirit guide is talking about something forever, something inside yourself that's forever knowing, right? And then you have the shadow, so you see the illumination. So what does that mean? So you see you're illuminating in this one. So the reflection, right? So what does the reflection mean to you, right? So this is maybe dual identity. Maybe you have a conflict with yourself, right? So the more you do this, the more you learn to decipher what things mean to you, and the more you can trust your intuition the next time you see it, right? So when I read a crystal ball, so I read crystal ball, right? So when I read a crystal ball, so in here, I know because intuitively it has taught me and I can trust that when I see fish in here, like little fish, to me, it's prosperity, right? And that has been proven over and over and over to be true. So that's how I know that I can trust. So my intuitive sense of what those fish mean to me tells me, um, that over and over and over again, that that is true. And now I can trust it. So whenever I see them, I know what it means and I have no doubt. I don't have to think about it anymore. So many things like that. Does that make sense for you guys? Yeah? Does that help? I hope that helps. Also, I have this crystal Bible book. I love crystals, right? And I really do believe that they can help in many, many circumstances. They bring protection. Um, they can help you with your psychic abilities. They can help you with feeling safe, self-love, money, attracting prosperity, all kinds of things. And so I use the crystal Bible, right? Because I don't know all things about crystals, right? So I look it up. And playing cards, well, I see playing cards very much like the minor arcana in tarot. So the minor arcana, what I'm speaking about is the aces to the kings, right? And they have a specific meaning in tarot. So that's how I use them. And each suit is like there's four suits in tarot and there's four suits in playing cards. So I use them like I do tarot. And then I expand on it depending on the feeling I get around it. Because there's not much on the cards, but there is feelings attached to the messages I get. When I put two cards together, what is the feeling I get? Do I get a negative, a positive? If I've got all black cards on a spread, do I feel that's more of a negative, or maybe it's a shadow reading and more needed for that, right? So yeah, there's all types of ways. And I want to help you guys. And that's why I'm doing the membership. And that's why you can focus on just learning about intuition. You don't have to take the learning about tarot. I've got it split up, right? So, and for $8 Canadian a month, that's a month. That's less than a cup of coffee a week. So yeah, so there's so much that I want to share with you guys, and it's just, you know, um, I just think it can benefit everybody so much. Yeah. So this is what I do, and I love what I do, and I love doing readings for you guys, and I love being here, and I like recording videos, and I love it all, right? This gives me I feel so good when I do it. I can be in really like not feeling good and things being shitty. Like my boyfriend and I just split up a couple of weeks ago, right? And I was really down in the dumps. But every time I got on YouTube and I started reading for you guys and stuff, it was just so great. You want to purchase the huge book? Yeah. So again, it's called um The Myth of Normal by Gabor Mate. Okay, The Myth of Normal. That's a really, really good book. Yeah, absolutely. It'll help you heal. There's no doubt about it. Oh, thank you, Supergirl. I've been doing it for a long time. And I think because I have, yes, and I do have strong intuition, but only because I trust it, and a lot of people won't say the things they see or feel because they don't want to give anybody bad news. Yes, I'm a reader full time. I did not do it. My story is I do have a video on my story, and it is called Coming Out of the Tarot Closet. Because people didn't know I read tarot. I had some friends that I read for. Other than that, some of my family knew. And other than that, nobody knew, right? My kids knew I played with it, but nobody knew. And till about 12 years ago, somewhere around there, then I just let it out of the bag, and I just, yeah, and this is what I want to do. And I've traveled all over Ontario. I have clients all over the world now because of YouTube. Yeah, like it's amazing. Bouncing forward. No, I haven't heard of that, Elaine. Let me mark that down. Bouncing forward. Okay. Okay, I got that written down. Is the EPEP program going to do something on June? Sad girl, I'm not doing readings, my dear. I'm sorry, okay? I know you're going through a lot. You need to talk to someone at that program, okay? So call the program, tell them you need some things explained to you, and ask to speak to someone, or see if you can get a counselor for yourself so that you can get some of this stuff off your chest. Maybe there's a counselor that you can talk to for you about your child. How many kids? I have 4 children. I lost one child. He only lived a day. And I have a daughter of my heart. She's not blood, but she was one of my daughter's best friends. And she's very important to me. Her son calls me grandma, has since the day he was born, and he's 21. And so I have 5, I guess, if you include her, and I have 5 grandchildren. So yeah. Mm. Yeah, you need that, Sag girl. You need somebody to talk to, okay? I know in Canada we have like helplines and stuff like that. I don't know if you have that where you live. I don't even know where you live. So I don't know if you have that where you live, but reach out. Yeah, my children are not babies. They're all, my son is going to be he will be 49 this year, believe it or not. He's catching up to me, is what I say. Right? But he'll be 49. My other daughter will be, oh God, how old is she? She'll be 45 this year. My other daughter will be 44, and my youngest will be 40 this year. Yeah, I read for them. Of course I do. Absolutely, I do. Yep. My grandchildren, my oldest grandchild, he's a boy. He is going on 26. The next one will be 24 in September. Then the next one is 22, 21, and the youngest is going to be 16 in August. I'm a cool mom now, not so much when I was younger. I was too young. I was too reckless, I had a lot of issues. Yeah, not so cool. Hi, Pooja. I am young. Yeah. And I had my kids very, very young, right? So, yeah, yeah, I'm pretty cool. My grandkids can't get over that I'm a YouTuber. My kids either, right? So, mm. People say all the time they wouldn't change anything in their life. Oh, shit. I would change so much, you know? Uh, yeah, we're not doing readings, Pooja. We're just chatting. Today's a coffee chat. Grab a cup of coffee and join us, you know? Yeah, right? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I had no role model growing up. My mom was definitely not a role model. She was an alcoholic, and it was pretty bad. So yeah, my stepfather was alcoholic. My dad was great. I loved my dad, but I was 17 when he died, and I miss him to this day. If there are things that I could change, what would it be? Well, basically, I wish I hadn't hurt my kids the way I did, right? I didn't mean to. I didn't do anything ever purposely to hurt them, but I did. I wasn't emotionally capable, you know? Yeah. I really, that is my biggest regret that, they suffered for my ignorance, right? And yeah, and that's unfortunate. I mean, my kids are strong, don't like, there's no doubt, and they're all doing well, They all do very, very well. My son is a tattoo artist. He lives out west in Canada. Um, his name is Dax, Dax. You can find him online. He does wonderful work. He's a great tattoo artist, right? And he's been doing it for many, many years. He guest tattoos around the world. He just opened a shop with some friends, and he's been to Paris and he tattoos there, and he's just amazing. My oldest daughter is a construction site superintendent. She does amazing. She works in a man's world, but she does a very good job of it. And my middle daughter is a nurse and she does extremely well. And my youngest daughter is a social worker and she is doing well as well. I believe it's a journey about awareness. It is. And it's a lifelong journey, right? Supergirl? Yeah, it's a lifelong journey. If we ever stop looking to better ourselves and making changes and, growing and learning, we are done for, we don't ever want to stop them, right? Yeah, it is a journey. So many things change, all the time. Yeah, even, everything changes, your values changes. My values are not the same as they were when I was 40, even when I was 20, you know. So when I was 20, when I was 40, they were different. And now that I'm in my 60s, it's different again, what's important to me is different than what it was back then, right? Everything changes. So yeah. And you have to be open to just, yeah, allowing that to happen, right? Yeah, I know, right? Um, yeah, like I had those I'm sure you're aware, Elaine, where I had the cardiac issues, right, over the last couple of weeks. And I'm still waiting for an appointment for that. And that's freaking scary stuff. But, that's part of growing, it's part of learning, it's part of life, right? It's part of aging. So you have to learn, what do you do? So yeah, there's so much to life, and it can be wonderful, but it's also scary. Well, why some people change for the worse? Well, think about it, right? If we think about it, what are people really trying to do every day when they get up and they live their life? What are they trying to do? Anybody have an idea how to just sum that up? Sum that up. What are they trying to do? Anybody I know, right? When they get up and they start facing their day, what are they doing? To me, they're trying to survive, right? Exactly, right? So everybody, when they get up, they're trying to survive. So everybody does things each day to make it in this world. So what are they going to do to survive that day? Right? So if they're going through some hard times, they may do things that really surprise you, that they wouldn't have done before. If they're going through some really good times, they may be totally different than what they were when they were going through bad times. You know, um, if they've learned some hard lessons, they change their outlook. Yeah, exactly, right? But like I believe my mom, it was horrible, right? And I could tell you stories that would raise the hair on your neck, you know, but basically, she was trying to survive. She didn't have any skills. She had mental health issues. She had addiction issues. She had nothing to work with, right? She did the best she could with what she knew. And that is true. So I'm not mad at her and I don't hold any resentments. Am I disappointed? Yeah, but that's normal, you know? Absolutely, right? We all need to survive, and that is the basis. But what are people doing to survive? Some are desperate. Some don't have the skills. Some have illnesses. Some have addictions. Some have, um, no support. Some have um, all the support. What I mean, like there's just so many different ways to look at it, right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't think anybody wakes up in the morning and says, I want to be an asshole and I want to go out and hurt that person, right? Very few. And that would only be in very extreme circumstances when you are kind of in desperation, beyond desperation, right? So yeah. But yeah, it's a real funny world. That's for sure. Hmm. Hmm. Some people believe it's the only way to get ahead, right? Um, Absolutely. Face their ego. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, right? There's so many you know, circumstances, incidences that have happened in my life or maybe happened in your life that if I would have made a different decision, it could have affected me in a really bad way, right? Or if I would have made a different decision, it could have changed things in a really good way, right? So yeah, sometimes it's an instinct, an initial kind of response. These people that happen to kill somebody um, out of um, jealousy or whatever, right? They come home, their partner is cheating on them, and they go nuts and they lose it, and they accidentally kill them. Or maybe they do it on purpose, right? But that's extreme, but it just shows the capability of mankind, right? And that fear of losing somebody, or that fear that somebody could, treat you that way, just tore you apart, right? And you just lose it. So, yeah, there's so many things that, you know, you wonder where someone's coming from, but that desperation is real. And then there's mental health on top of that, right? So, and with my course with Eckhart Tolle, he was saying that being present, okay, so being in presence and being still and quiet, and say I'm a spiritual teacher, so just let's use this as a scenario, and somebody approaches me, they're interested in me, they want to have a relationship with me, okay, and I decide, hey, this is cool, really bolsters my ego. So yeah, I go for it, right? And I have that relationship with them. And then I'm starting to wonder, what did I do? You know, like I just let my ego take over, and it allowed me to hurt myself, hurt somebody else, you know? And it's that simple, and it can happen that fast, right? One mistake, and then he talked about how cult people, generally, if you think of them, they're very devoted. They're focused on what they believe in. They have a deep belief, but the problem is they get their ego involved. And when their ego gets involved, then it's all about ego, then it's not about their belief anymore, right? And that's how they become cult leaders, is ego. It's better to be single. Yeah, um I have conflicting thoughts about that. Part of me likes being single, no doubt about it. I do enjoy my home. I enjoy making my own schedule, doing what I want to do when I want to do it. I cook when I want, I don't when I want. I go to bed when I want, and I get up when I want. I enjoy all that kind of thing. But I would also like to have someone here with me that I can share my life with, you know? So, yeah, so it's a constant kind of battle that I deal with, right? Yep, for sure, Elaine. Well, it doesn't look like anyone else is joining us. So does anybody have anything else they want to talk about or share? Do they want to share their favorite book or their favorite poet or their favorite person? Who is your favorite person? I wish you could make a session about how to let trauma go away. Yes, I believe that is That's a big job, right? Letting go of trauma. But I believe coming to terms with who you are, believing in yourself, starting a spiritual practice, um, trusting your intuition, it all helps with dealing with trauma. It all helps with dealing with who you are and dealing with those messages in your head and the limited beliefs you have, you know? And once you deal with all that, it definitely helps. Aw, that is so sweet, Elaine. Your mom is your favorite person? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, Supergirl, but I'm going to do that more in the intuition membership. Once we get it further along, we're going to start about, self growth and all that stuff and helping your intuition, helping yourself through your intuition and all that stuff. And I think it's just going to become all part of that, right? So yeah, your favorite person. Did you say Putin? Oh my God. Oh, that's so nice, Elaine. That's wonderful. Yes, I would assume she's jerky. Yes. I would assume so. That's what I like to think, Elaine. Who's your favorite person, Coco? Yes, Christina. Yeah, I'm not doing readings. We're just chatting, just getting to know each other a little bit better. You never thought about it? Hmm. I think somebody I would have really, 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 really loved to meet. Um, um, oh my God. I can't think of his name. Oh my God. He's an actor. He committed suicide. He's a comedian. Mork and Mindy, he acted in Mork and Mindy. Um, oh my God, he acted in Mrs. Doubtfire. What's his name? Robin Williams. Thank you, Christina. Yes. I wish I could have met him. Most fascinating man. Yeah, most fascinating man, right? Oh, that's interesting, Supergirl. Yeah, that's very interesting. So what's everybody up to today? Or what were they up to on a Saturday, you know? Just errands? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do much today at all either. So I had to finish those videos. Um, did I do that yet? I'm not sure if I scheduled them yet, but I gotta do that. No, don't donate. Okay, I'm not doing readings. You guys got to read the titles of the lives, That's okay, Kay. We're just talking. Yeah, we're just getting to know each other. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, we're just talking. We're talking about codependency and love and all that kind of stuff and intuition and yeah, yeah, exactly, right? You're still discovering your career goals. That's awesome. That's a big job, right? And one thing you really need to know and you really need to trust and believe, you can always change your career path. Nothing is written in stone. The only thing for sure that I know is death and taxes, right? That's about all. Other than that, you can change everything, right? So yeah. Yeah, for sure, Elaine, right? Do you do create websites or maybe you know um offer your skills for different things, like I don't know how much you use computers and all that kind of stuff, right? Yes. Yeah. Well, I think politics, that can be a very hard life, um always in the public eye and always being, scrutinized for everything you say, you believe, everything is under question, right? So yeah, it can be hard. Politics is not an easy life, but it's interesting as hell. I love politics, right? Mhm. I'm more the aesthetic and the movement. Okay. Okay, that makes sense, Elaine. Yeah. An entrepreneur is a great thing. I highly recommend it. I would love to see some of your art, Elaine. You should email me some. Yeah, for sure, right? You sent me some? I don't think I got anything. Are you sure? Yes, interesting, and that is why I did study that. Yeah, for sure, right? It is interesting. Yeah, please send me some. I would like that. Yeah, I think it'd be a hard field for sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense, Elaine. You're from Morocco? Nice to meet you, my dear. Um, don't know if you know this course. Is that what that is? country, Morocco. No, I don't know it at all, really. I'm learning more and more the more, clients I have that are from other countries, right? Absolutely. I think that's the only way to go is be your own boss. But, I am my own boss. So, yeah, I'm a little prejudiced there. So, yeah, but I do believe that that is the way to go. So, yeah. Huh, right? Well, ladies, I think I'm going to say goodnight. Does anybody else have anything they want to share before we say goodbye? This was a lot of fun. I wish there was more people that showed up, but we'll do it again, right? I am planning when the memberships start and people start joining. I will be doing live Q and A's a month. I will be doing live masterminds a month, so where we'll be doing actual learning. Yeah, so it'll be good. It's in the north of Africa, the closest country to Spain. Yeah, I thought it was close to Spain. Actually, I think I thought it was part of Spain. Nice talking to you as well. I know my nephew, he lives in the Netherlands. He's been there for years and years and years, and he has grown children. And I believe they moved to Spain, his two boys, and opened some restaurants in Spain, but I can't remember the name of them. Oh, those hots are super, super girl. Thank you. Yeah, this has been lovely. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. And if you won that prize, just send me your email. My email's in the description, or you can find it on my channel. And yeah, so send me an email and I will send that to you. Okay, guys? Love you guys. Mwah. Have a wonderful night. Bye for now.